Hello everybody and welcome to another Mystery Box Function Challenge. In the purple mystery box there is some math and your challenge is to figure out what it is. If you'd like to try this on your own, you can use the link in the description, and when you've got an idea, come on back and see if we get the same thing. All right, let's start with a 0. Okay, so that looks to be a non-repeating decimal, so maybe a square root, maybe trig. Let's put in a couple more values. How about 1? How about 2? Oh, now we're going down. How about 3? So we went up a little and then down a lot, so I'm thinking trig. How about 4? And the curve is slowing down there. How about 5? And coming back up. So definitely trig. It looks to me like this is a waveform, so either the cosine or the sine function, and it looks like the amplitude is double what we would expect. It looks like it's getting very close to positive 2 here and very close to negative 2 here, so I'm guessing that's what's going on. The other numbers aren't quite what I would expect for just the plain old trig functions. At 0, the sine would be 0, and the cosine, if this is multiplied by 2, would be 2. We don't have that. Let me go back into the negatives a little bit. Okay. So we get a 0 when we put in a -1. So this has been, it's either sine or cosine, and it's been moved to the left or the right. And really, you could pick either one of those and get a correct answer here. I think what I'm going to do is let's call this the sine. I like the sine better. And in this case, when we put in a -1, we get a 0. So what I want to do is write a sine function where in here, if I put in a -1 for x, it would equate to 0. And to do that, I just have to put in a +1. So I think this is the sign that's been shifted 1 to the left. How can we test that? What if we tried to make this value pi? Because we're adding 1, instead of putting in 3.14, I could put in a 2.14. And it should come out to the value we'd expect at pi. And the sign is 0 also at pi, so this should be close to 0. Yeah, and there it is, almost right on 0. So I think we've got that part, and then we can't forget that the amplitude seems to be going up to 2 and down to -2. So this is probably 2 times the sine of x plus 1. So that, I think, is it. And really, in my head, we've tested a couple of points here. So I'm just going to reveal, and we'll see what we got. Yes, f of x equals 2 times the sine of x plus 1, and we can graph. Yeah, so that beautiful sine function with doubled the amplitude and just shifted back to the left by 1 unit. Well, how did that go for you? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.